I could count, and within 30 seconds every time, either the dog, one of the kids, or my husband was in within 5 to 10 feet of me. We do not have a small house. Like
No.
it's like a decent size house. There is no need for anyone to be next to me in the bathroom within 30 seconds.
You can't really
And just
blame
like,
the dog
and it's like, what are you
because my
doing?
dogs are like that, but
Like, what are you doing? What are you
yeah.
doing? Where are you?
Yeah.
I have one other 8 story that I just learned about today. And it's an 8 that you and I both know. Particularly challenged with like a family dynamic, in a close family dynamic to her. So her brother and her sister-in-law, and two very different lifestyles, right? Like one way more religious, one not so religious, one like so religious that they like don't consume alcohol, or like they just live a very different lifestyle than this 8, right? So 8 is hosting, okay, Christmas, and like in front of everyone, they are gifted a Bible and a crucifix.
Oh my.
And like this 8, right, like has her own set of beliefs, which are
Yep.
not like not wildly far off, but like does she want that to be the thing? No, she does not. So then she didn't know how to react in the moment, apparently, but she's like, "Oh, thank you." But then there was this whole explanation that happened where then all of a sudden her children are hearing the story of Jesus and how he died on the cross and he was tortured, and like kind of all of these really brutal graphic details. Her children are very young. So, as you can imagine, this didn't land well. And if you think about an 8 and what they're ready for and what they're not ready for, especially with something like that, like you just don't go there. You just don't. So yeah, crazy.
Well, how did
Um,
she react?
she didn't really in the moment, because this was like very public. We're talking like everyone's opening a gift, right? But the reaction she had with me was like
What the actual?
explosive. What
Yeah.
the actual, and how dare you? And goes as far as to say, like, I will do this at some point. It doesn't make sense in my life right now. Like, you're, and then there was a whole other situation where, like, the kids were gifted some sort of like screen type of activity. There was also like a comment made about, like, do you want your kids to have their brain rot in front of a screen, or do you want them to play outside? Like something to that effect. So it was like a slight at her parenting, is how she took it. And anyone who has kids, like, rule number one of parenting is just like, you don't judge. We are all in the fucking trenches here. You just don't judge. Is it a choice that she wants to make? Like, if you do or if you don't, just that. Just don't. So, as you can imagine, she not only is seeing something that she's not ready for, right? Not ready. It's also like relatively vulnerable. Like, that's a pretty deep life choice, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
That's like a really interesting, like, dynamic to throw in to that kind of a setting, but also the right versus wrong that's going on in her head of like not just how she's feeling from a legitimate like religious perspective, but from the like, did you really just gift me this? Like, this is your like, this is what happened?
I have all kinds of feelings for her.
Like, she saw red, and I don't
Oh,
blame her
a
at
hundred
all.
percent. 100%. I am actually impressed that she did not say anything. And maybe if I were talking with her, would have encouraged her to like let a little bit of the reaction out, right? Because that is a boundary that's getting crossed. And I am not against anybody who wants to believe whatever they want to believe. I don't
Yeah.
care at all. And it's funny that even religion would come up on this, and this is an actual rabbit hole, but I was listening to somebody on TikTok today who was talking about the concept of God and how it's taught in like religion and whatever.
Sure.
And the road manager for AC/DC, he learned this from, and he's like, God is like the way that we describe like the blanket that is like wrapped around all of us or something like that. And it was like this very like warm thing. Like it's this idea of we're trying to make this intangible thing tangible,
Sure.
right? And like that's what religion is. And he's like, we just don't teach it very well in the world. And I feel like I should have learned this, in church, not from the road manager for